I'm Gab, he's Jules. We have a misty morning here in West London, but Jules, we also have a packed show for everybody today because we'll be talking Liga, Barcelona and Sevilla, possibly Ferran Torres on his way back. How about that? We had Serie A, we have Inter winning again, we have Milan back to winning ways. We have the League Cup, tons to get into. But let's start in the game between Barcelona and Sevilla. It was a draw.
It was a draw.
Big talking point for me. Let's get straight to it. Jules Koundé.
I love it.
On the FC show
love
last
it.
night. Okay. On the FC show last night, Frank Leboeuf went and gave everybody a big lecture about how bad Jordi Alba was, bad Jordi for going and bumping him and then throwing himself to the ground and so on. Like, I know this is some sort of French solidarity movement. Jules Koundé would have been sent off anyway, right?
What, for throwing the ball in the face of Alba, even if Alba stood up?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so who cares?
I know, but like, one, in a way, I admire the reaction and go like, you know what, I've had enough of you. Here you go. Two, don't do it. It's not good. You should not do it. I think Koundé had a lot of regrets about it. His team could have lost the game.
He looked so upset.
He looked really upset. He's a young player. This will be part of the learning curve. He got sent off with France for
He also has a really like little boyish face as well.
Yeah, but not for something similar with France, but for like a reaction and a tackle that he should have controlled a bit better, exactly like that. And I think that's part of the learning curve for him to become a great player. But Jordi Alba, all the tricks in the box, all that experience, knowing exactly what to do to provoke him and and get him sent off.
I think in this situation there's a very simple solution, and this is I think one of the faults of VAR, maybe you can make an exception in these cases. There is no reason for Jordi Alba to go over and to bump him twice. All it does is it's inflame the situation and so on.
Really.
And I realize you can't review it. I realize maybe the referee didn't see the bump or didn't get a clear view, but he should have been booked at a minimum. He should have been booked for the two bumps.
Yeah.
Because it's not what, we can say, the dark arts in football. Yeah, I don't need to see that.
No, definitely.
In terms of the game itself, and we're going to get obviously to the big Ferran Torres news. Right how excited I am. Xavi felt that they played better and that they deserved to win. I'm not 100% on that because yes, credit for obviously a lot of people missing no Memphis Depay, a lot of kids in the lineup. I bet there might have been even more kids if there wasn't a limit on the number of...
Yeah, there's that rule, isn't it? If someone gets sent off, then you lose the points or something.
It was something like you have a limit on the number of registered youth team players that you can play, because otherwise your team is considered too weak.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny given the circumstances. But there is progress. There is progress, although I kind of feel possession, and in the end... only 6 shots on goal. I know. And that's just youth, yeah?
I thought it was the best performance, more or less, under Xavi since he arrived. I really did. Pouring down with rain, away from home, against a team that is, as we always say, okay, they failed in the Champions League, and I don't think they're the greatest Sevilla team ever, but they're always well organized, well structured, know exactly what to do. You saw that on the Papu goal. It's well worked. This is a team that is well worked. I think it's a good way of putting it. And I thought Barca, for part of the games and big part of the game, really played well against them, played them out of the park, moved the ball really well, created some decent chances that I think with a bit more efficiency in the last 30 yards could have had more goals, more big chances, more shots on target. It was just there was always something missing a little bit. Ferran, the other Ferran, with a couple of maybe the wrong choice made. Dembele as well. He does a lot of good things.
Second appearance.
Yeah, exactly. But I found him really interesting in the previous games when he scored, and this time I thought he was good in his movement. So I thought there was a lot of optimism.
All right. Big news is plenty out there reporting, including our own Moises Llorens and Sam Marsden, that they have reached this deal for Ferran Torres.
Yeah.
We're going to get into the specifics and how a club with no money can do it. We're going to get into that more on the Gab Juls podcast. But off the top, I just want to ask you quickly, A, is this what they need? And B, because this is slightly underreported, what's the implication for Manchester City? Because this is another body leaving, ostensibly, possibly in mid-season. Should they get excited that somebody's coming?
Yeah. I think any signing, any talented player like he is, he's clearly is a talented player. He's good for Barcelona. You're a big fan. I think it's a lot of money. And I think you put all your eggs in the same basket with a lot of money on someone who's young, of course, who is very intelligent player and quite versatile. So it might be perfect for you. It's still a lot of money.
What about City?
Someone else is going to come in. There's no way.
In January.
Oh, for sure.
But this is pretty huge because we know with City that he doesn't add players just to have an extra body. And I'm kind of surprised that people haven't fully picked up on this. I'm wondering, Vlahovic, maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe somebody else. I mean,
you would think so. Even if they've done really well without Ferran for this first half of the season, because he's been injured pretty much all of it. So you could say that, well, without him or with him, it doesn't make much difference. But still, I would not think they would let him go. Well, usually they let one go and
you would think so.
One. Yeah.
Because the squad is obviously very talented, but it's not like they've got an enormous size squad. All right, we're going to get into all that. We're going to speculate. We'll review more of the game, all of that on the Gab Juls podcast.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.